Solve the inequality, graph the solution set on a number line. We are given x plus 2 divided by x minus 1 is greater than 0. And our first step would be to identify any critical points, critical values, and those occur where the numerator or the denominator equals 0. So we have two critical values. Negative 2 causes the numerator to be equal to 0, so I'm going to identify that negative 2 is a critical point, and also positive 1 is a critical point. And we've taken the number line and we've divided it up into three intervals, from negative infinity up to negative 2, from negative 2 to 1, and then from 1 to positive infinity. And we'll choose a test point in each interval to see whether or not it makes this a true or a false statement. So if we choose anything in the first interval from negative infinity to up to negative 2, so we could choose negative 4, negative 5, etc. Anything that we choose in this interval will make this a true statement. So I'll highlight our first interval. This one will work. Now x cannot equal negative 2 because this is strictly greater than 0, is not allowed to equal 0. So I'm going to put a parenthesis at negative 2 indicating it's not allowed to be negative 2. We can choose something in the next interval from negative 2 to 1, say 0. And if I substitute 0 for x, we get 2 in the numerator, negative 1 in the denominator, and this becomes negative 2, which is not greater than 0. So that interval is out. And finally, if we choose anything in the final interval, say 2, positive 3, positive 4, these values do make our inequality true. So I'm going to go ahead and put a parenthesis there, shade to the right. Anything from 1 up to positive infinity, not including positive 1, make the inequality a true statement. So here we have the graph to the solution set. Now let's actually write out the solution set. We have from negative infinity up to negative 2, not including negative 2, a union that with the interval from 1 to positive infinity.